Coach, can you talk a little bit about what you've already seen from Damone Clark? We spoke to him after the game. He played way more snaps than you guys probably had planned with the loss of Anthony Barr. Talk about how he looked in this game and just what he can be for this team.
Well, it's a unique story. I mean, here's a young man that comes out, goes to the combine, finds out that he's got a neck injury, and not knowing how that's going to progress or the process to get that fixed. He's worked very diligently, since he's been here. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that's just attacked it, and I mean, there was no question, I think, in our mind with the work. Credit to the trainers, the doctors, everybody involved in that process, and for him to be where he was mentally, to be able to come back out there when he started back practicing. I mean, you could just tell he paid attention to the details of things that we were teaching defensively, and I knew once he got an opportunity, he would step in and would be a good football player for us. I mean, when we looked at him coming out, there was no question about his skill set, his matchup ability in this league, and so from that aspect of it, he's really just come in and made the most of those opportunities. Now, just like you said, I mean, we didn't anticipate it was going to be 40 snaps he played Sunday, but I mean, things always happen for a reason, and all I know is he took and made the most of that opportunity.
Kind of keeping to your young linebackers, Jabril Cox, he's been inactive several times, obviously. Where is he in his progress as far as returning from that major injury?
I think, like we've played him in some games where he's been up. It's just unfortunate, like numbers-wise, we've been the way that we've had injuries as a team, and when coach puts together an active roster for that game, it's just we just been short at linebacker a little bit. But no, Jabril is working very diligently every week in preparation for it, and he's another young man that I feel very confident that once he gets the opportunity, he'll step in and he'll make the most of those opportunities.
Now, how challenging will this rotation be for you guys? Because Mike McCarthy said Anthony Barr's injury he doesn't believe is a long-term deal. So assuming Barr is back for Green Bay or shortly thereafter, Barr, Vander, Esch, Parsons when he's a linebacker, Damone, Jabril, how good of a problem is this for you?
It's a really good problem as far as the way I look at it. You know what I mean? They're an excellent group to work with. I mean, there's no problems with ego. There's no problems with any animosity towards anybody. That's the one thing. It's a pleasure to coach these young men because they come in, they go to work, they understand the big scheme of it. We got to put what we think is the best out there for the matchup for that particular week, and that's the way we kind of attack it. We try to get the skill sets and use them in roles that we know are going to help us. And the big thing is to win the game. So that's the biggest thing that they worry about and concentrate on. And it takes unselfish players to be able to think that way. But knock on wood, they're all built that same way.
Leighton has talked before about how toward the end of last year he started to feel like himself before the injury and comfortable in the scheme. Just how have you seen him progress from even there this season, and how is he playing and what stands out to you?
Yeah, I think he's playing really well. I think he's been very consistent throughout the course of the year. There were certain things that we asked him to work on this offseason. I tell you, you can tell he attacked it, and you can see it in his play. I mean, you look at him tracking in the open field and just, leveraging coverage and all those things. He's done an excellent job for us this year, and his production says it. I mean, when you look down at the grade sheet every week after I go through and I tell it, I was like, wow, I didn't see it. But he really has done a great job, and you want to talk about another young man that pays attention to the details, works hard at it, from game to game and week to week with all the adjustments and stuff that we come up with, a great communicator. So we're very excited, with this week off and coming back and starting the second half of the season, seeing him continue to progress throughout the course of the year.
How can the addition of Jonathan Hankins and that defensive front help your linebackers and, get better at supporting the run?
I think any point in time you start talking about the run game, size is a big factor in it, and his experience in this league and, seeing his ability in the first ball game for a guy that just got here and seeing his contact balance and those things, those are always things that, are going to help you. And let's face it, the colder it starts to get, the more people are going to run the ball. I mean, we've seen a lot of runs throughout the course of the year, but when you get to December and through February, people are going to run the football. So I think he's a great addition. I think he'll continue to work, to get instituted in different programs, I say packages that we have defensively. So we just look for him to come in and grow and become a part of that rotation, and we're excited to have him.
Just kind of on an unpleasant note, any words you have for the Zimmer family, the Vikings organization with the loss of Adam Devine?
My condolences go out to the family. I've known the family for a long time, and that's all I really have to say about it. I'm just, like I said, it really hit me pretty hard, and I just my condolences go out to him and his family.